Greetings, everyone. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. First off, just thought I'd do this. Oh, you're so skinny, narrow shoulders, Antonio, narrow shoulders. Anyway, just thought I'd do that, you know. Now, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Just a second. First, some truth about the OneMoreOrbit thing. I keep watching the stream to make sure it doesn't get too interrupted. It's already been demonetized preemptively. I did call it the stay smear and fraud of the OneMoreOrbit. So let me see. How do I do this? Screen share. That's how. Which way around? Yeah, okay, this way around. Just waiting for the screen share. I will be throwing people under the bus in this hangout. I will be exposing all the flat earthers in the UK who professed supporting stay, who are somehow not now supporting stay. I will be calling all of those guys out. I will be throwing Jeranism under the bus for his covering of deceit. And I will be showing who is doing the smearing. That's right. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Desktop. Fingers at the ready, Globlings, if you want to snipe this. Of course, if I do accidentally show it, I would just close the Hangout and start again. And I will go into the stay smear, of course. Oh dear. And how it's deluded the most unchristian Christians that are pushing it. That's right, the most unchristian of the Christians. So present to everyone. There you go. Oh no, that's not. So this is my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon and you scroll down, this is a cool photo, considering it's the Book of the Sun. This is just, thank you very much. If you go here, you can click here and you can get the maps that I'm about to show free. I'm going to show specifically this one. Okay, we're talking, this is about the OneMoreOrbit. OneMoreOrbit started here. I'm going to trace it with my mouse, okay? Started here, went up like this, missed the North Pole, across like this, turned here, landed here, carried on turning, landed here, refueled, and carried on to fly here, missing this little horn, and up back to here. Now, if you notice this route that I did, so when from here, okay, from approximately, sorry, I should say, approximately here, where my cursor is, right at the bottom, approximately here would be 11 degrees, oh, sorry, no, east. 11 degrees east would be, well, approximately here. So look, from refueling here to here to here. You see that this distance is not unlike this distance from Sydney to Santiago. Oh, look, same distance. See this distance here versus this distance here. Okay, so why am I showing this? These are the longitudes according to the equinox. That's how the longitudes were established. You can believe all the globe nonsense that you like. It doesn't matter. That's how they were established. On the supposed equinox, and where people were on the Earth on the equinox when the sun rose and set. Okay, this is how the longitudes are actually set out in the real world. Now, 11 degrees here, and it's Antarctica, so 11 degrees approximately here. Okay, unless Antarctica stretched south a bit farther, I'm not sure. 11 degrees here. These are counting as 15 degrees. On a globe, these are counting as 15 degrees. So here, approximately here, would be where they would refuel. From here, refuel, refuel. That would require an Antarctica base there, right? Okay. Here's the Antarctica base. Here. It's called, I've practiced this. Let me try again. Novolazarevskaya. Novolazarevskaya. That's this base, Novolazarevskaya Station. 11 degrees east. Oh, sorry, let me go back to the map. East. So this would be 0. So east would be here. Okay, so yes, over on this side. So approximately here. From here, refuel, okay. This is 0. But you see how they converge here? Just like on the globe, they converge, don't they? This would be 15 degrees east. So, just a little bit there, round there. Novolazarevskaya base. Let's look. What does Novolazarevskaya base have? Oh, look. It has an airfield. A blue ice runway. Located 8.7 kilometers, 5.4 miles away. Operated by Antarctic Logistics Center International. Serves the station and Maitri. And OneMoreOrbit. Okay. Now you might note that in that flight, the plane dropped out of most tracking systems, approximately here, and reappeared approximately here. That's right. That's what actually happened in most of the tracking systems. Now, one of the tracking systems says it went across and then it did this strange angled turn, which the globe says, oh no, that's just because globe. Okay, because globe. You didn't mention this refueling station, did you? It's not a refueling station. It's a, what was it again? An airfield. That's not a refueling station. Oh, okay. Who was involved? Cosmonaut and astronaut. Yeah, definitely no shenanigans there. So that's Novolazarevskaya Station. Just nice and handy with an airfield. Just nice and handy. Just where you'd need it if you were doing the flight route that the plane did over the flat Earth. That's right. Now you have silly people like Wolfie just simply not believing that, and people like, where's Wally, saying, and it was too overcast, that's why there's no pictures of the plane. And then forgetting that he said that and going, and look, here's a picture of the plane. It's like, okay. So there you go. That's my map. That's how you can use my map. If you want to use it for longitudes, you can. I'm working on another one with more latitudes. But never mind. You could do that yourself. Dr. Jonas, hello. Get to explain how oh, wait, that disappeared. I won't be too sidetracked into the chat right now. Caveman 444. Right. I'm giving you a wrench. Nice to see you again, man. Hope you're doing well. Why are people still promoting Stay? She left us, doesn't want to be associated. Question mark, which means she's not a flat earther. True. Anyone who runs away from the movement shouldn't be promoted. That's right. I only object to the word movement. But to the truth of flat earth, escaping flat earth. Oh, let's prime the ground for flat earth being classed as a mental illness. I'll show you some more of this evidence shortly. I'm giving wrenches out. Oh, sorry, I'm screen sharing. Sorry about that. Ooh, I nearly shoved the link. Oh. That's the time I had for some jacket potatoes. Right, I'm giving some wrenches out, and then I will continue. Dr. Johnners, a confirmed globe link, who, by the way, you get one question. Any further questions, which are propagandizing for the globe, you'll have to do through Super Chat, okay? Michael de la Rocha, I want to hear you out. Right now, you're not looking too good. Dude, I think I look all right. Now, actually, Michael de la Rocha, go to yesterday's Hangout and watch the parts where Stay already disavowed her standing by being raped. Already, I exposed it way, way before. You see, the smear was supposed to be covert. I exposed it. It stopped being covert. So smear had to try to salvage and pretended like the whole rape thing was referring to statutory rape. But that's what it was referring to. You know, a rape where somebody promises something in exchange for sex and then doesn't go through with or something, which would be, well, kind of prostitution, you know? So, yes, there you go. Now, there was a message from Dr. Johnners about gyroscopes. Gyroscopes work over my map just like they work in the real world, believe it or not. That's right. And any fool can check it by printing out my map, getting a ring magnet, placing the ring magnet in the center and moving a compass around, bearing in mind that there's the external influence of the geomagnetic magnetism over the whole experiment. You know how the globalings say you can't do experiments on gravity as if you were outside of gravity because, well, you're in gravity, apart from if you were to do a free fall experiment and you do gravity experiments during the free fall in a vacuum, you know, apart from that. So remember, Dr. Johnners, dealt with you before. You're a bit of a cretin. I'm looking for your message where you're asking. I've given you a wrench right now, by the way. Care to explain how a gyro compass works if the Earth isn't spinning? Yes, a gyro compass works because the Earth isn't spinning. There you go. Explained. Now. So, Dr. Johnners, I'm watching carefully, okay? If I miss it, by the way, guys, and he starts propagandizing, let me know. I'll remove his wrench and ask him politely to make any further propagandizing comments through a donation in Super Chat, okay? Now, to the point at hand, the smear. Let me do some screen sharing. And let me call some people out. Okay, Ranty Flat Earth, Toxang Gregory, Anthony Riley, Nathan Oakley. That's right, I'm calling you all out. You all support Stay, right? Somehow you're not supporting her in what must be a very arduous time, having come out with this rape thing that happened, this tragedy that happened in the past that the Americans supporting, that your British supporters aren't supporting. Could that be because of, like, defamation laws in Britain? So I'm going to ask all of you to come into the chat and write whether yes or no you support her. Or I'm going to urge you, if you support her, to share the video that Karen B made. Okay? Show your support. So let me see. Escaping the flat Earth. We're going to look at who's spreading the smear. Wait, I'll write the long version. Everything that was beautiful. Always think of beauty. We stay. Beauty, stay, beauty, stay. Became ugly like a transgender. There. Okay, so let me screen share. And Jeronism, you're supporting David Wise, who's smearing me. That's right. And I know you have a problem with the map, although you commented about maybe me going on your Hangout and discussing my map. And then that kind of really didn't materialize into anything. Okay, I'll show the comments if you like, Jeronism. So you can join the chat. Join the chat, send me a message through Skype and join the Hangout and defend yourself. I'm giving you the opportunity to defend yourself. I like you, dude, but you messed up big time. So let me see. Here. You messed up big time and you know it. Because when Steer went back, and the first person I contacted was you, and you said, oh, dude, tell us all about it, because Missa and I know that Steer and Mark met way before she even had her channel. We knew that they met, and then they went on their channels, in their own channel, saying, and we've never even met. You knew that. You told me that, Jaron. You can't pretend that you don't know that, because of your if you're kicking into cognitive dip right now, you're either going, yeah, that's true. I should have. Okay? In which case you can join and you can say, Antonio, apologies. Yes, I should have said that. Because Missa wants a strong, courageous man. And I'm not going to go that far because that's a little bit under the belt. But Missa wants a courageous man. All women want their partner to be a courageous person, Jaron. Let me see if I'm screen sharing. Yes. Okay. Oh, our way is the highway. Unchristian Christians sharing that. God's flat earth. Unchristian Christians sharing that. Paul on the plane. Unchristian Christians spreading that. Our way is the highway, spreading it again. Chris Van Matra. Unchristian Christians spreading that. Now, if you've heard it or if you've listened to it, you'll see that Stay is doing the grossest pandering to Christians that you could ever come across from a Jew. Because Stay was a Jew who had a bar mitzvah. That's right, a bar mitzvah. That's what Jewish boys have, not a bat mitzvah, which is what Jewish girls have. So you think Stay would have photos of her bar mitzvah. It's a very popular thing in the Jewish world. Lots of photos are taken. It's a huge celebration. Where is Stay's bar mitzvah photos? Not there. But Stay is Jewish. And one of the reasons to put a Jewish agent to do this is so that all the people who have already been swayed one way or another about Jews will go, aha, I told you Jews were evil. That's one of the ways that Jews are used by, like pawns, by Zionists. Now, star gods. Was Patricia Stay raped? He's not propagandizing it. He's not spreading it. He's going, look at this nonsense that's come out. Nicole Cote, who joined me and who said that she would look further into it and then did not look further into it. Nicole Cote. All of these are Americans. What does that mean? They don't fall under British jurisdiction for defamation of character. Okay. Who else? There are some that are not showing, but when you go to their channels, like now, who else is not supporting it? This smear campaign. Who else is not supporting Stay's smear campaign. Mark Sargent is not supporting the smear campaign. Did you hear that? Let me make sure everything's going out. Close this. Okay. I don't know if I've closed my window. Where is the window? Here's the window. Yes. Okay. Okay. So deep inside the rabbit hole. Oh, look. Escaping Flat Earth with Patricia Stay. That's Karen B's voice. Okay. So David Wise is supporting Stay's rape smear. Okay, now let's go to Mark Sargent. Mark Sargent. Videos. Oh, Mark Sargent isn't supporting Stay's rape smear. That's interesting. You think that one of the first people Stay would have gone to would be, well, her colleague. No support from him. Let's go to Karen B, who made the video. Karen B, I told you, Karen, you were being infiltrated by Candy. Do you remember when I told you? Do you remember when everything started going wrong? When you started lying and propping up a liar? Do you remember, Karen B? Here's Karen B's video. So, do you remember Karen B? By the way, very brave of you to remove the comments. Very brave. Now, do you remember, Karen B, when I told you that Candy... Oh, let's see. I spy NASA lies. Let's see if that person's... where is it? Here. Let's see if that person is supporting Stay. Oh, look. Has me on one of the main videos. No. Okay. So, I exposed this person. Let me see a video where I can show her face. It's the ugliest face. It's one of the ugliest faces. It really is. There you go. This is the face. Jesus Christ. This person was ripping off kind-hearted flat earthers. This person you're seeing on the screen was ripping off kind-hearted flat earthers for drug money. And when I exposed this, because she ripped off one of my, what I thought was good friend, Vincent P. We're friends now. We just don't communicate so much because it's such a hard shock for somebody like that, like him, a kind, soft-hearted person, to learn that they've been ripped off. It's difficult because it makes them question their intelligence. Okay? So, and it makes them question the validity of their emotions. Because let's face it, those emotions tricked him, right? So, I exposed this person as being a con artist. This person was instrumental in splitting me and Political Hillbilly up, by the way. Okay? Now, this person moved in with Karen B and lives with Karen B. That's right. I told Karen to watch this person. Now, with this person there over your shoulder, you've slowly turned to supporting a smear campaign, Karen B. That's not on. And you know how you can tell it's a smear campaign? Because I keep highlighting it. One thing that somebody who was actually guilty of something like that would do would be either disappear or not talk about it. Okay? Not actually highlight it, point it out like I've done from the beginning. Oh, let's see. There's one more person I could check for. Let's see. Stephen Chess. Let's see if he's supporting Stay. No, he's not supporting Stay. Let's go for X Stranger XX, which was his other channel name. No, his other channel name doesn't work. But that's interesting. That's him. Okay. Not supporting the smear campaign. Oh, that's a bad move, Stephen Chess. You were instrumental in rolling it out and now you're not supporting it. Oh, maybe it's because they didn't, couldn't come through with the things that you thought Steer was going to come through with? Okay. Now, Jeranism. This is why I feel sorry for having to throw Jeranism under the bus. Videos. Now, I've not watched many of Jeranism's latest things because I have a problem with true frequency radio. Like live frequency radio masquerading as truth. You know, like all those evil Christians masquerading as Christians, like that. So I don't see any banner actually promoting that. That doesn't mean it wasn't mentioned in a stream, but I haven't watched them all to see whether or not it has been mentioned. Okay, but this isn't about Jeranism actually supporting it, because I don't know. Jeranism is supporting Wise, who is supporting it. Sorry, Jeren, I did tell you Wise was a gatekeeper and he was handling you. Now, who celebrate truth? Who's this? Oh, look, Celebrate Truth. This is the guy who organizes the conferences. He's promoting it too. I meant to check Rob Skiba because I didn't check earlier when I was collecting evidence, video evidence, on all the people that have been spreading this smear. I didn't check Rob Skiba. It wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't spreading this smear. Okay, you just heard that. I might be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was not supporting the smear. Oh, look, looks like Rob Skiba is not supporting the smear. Now, obviously, you don't know that I didn't check this earlier and that I was actually saying, whilst I was saying, I was searching, and hopefully I'm screen sharing. Yeah. So you have to take my word for it, or you don't. It doesn't matter. I know that I didn't check because it was when I was switching off the potatoes, which I switched off before my alarm went off, hence why I haven't left to turn them off. I was thinking, oh, Rob Skiba, I wonder if. And I was thinking, I bet he hasn't. I get a feeling he hasn't, because I don't think Rob Skiba is an evil Christian. Celebrate Truth is an evil Christian. Dean O'Dell, let's see, that guy. Odell. Let's see if he's promoting the smear. Oh, he's also not promoting the smear. Looks like it's not all the Christians that have banded together and promoting the smear. I don't know. Something not quite cohesive in the Christian world in America, right, Bob? Right, so let me stop screen sharing that. Oh yeah, no. Now I will go to Dagnabbit, what's she called? I keep forgetting the agent's channel. Oh, good video, by the way. Taboo Conspiracy. He was on Steer's channel, the poor guy. Feel sorry for you, dude. But I still think your work is great. I'm looking for Toxan Gregory's channel. What is it called? Must be earlier. Just bear with me. I'll find it. Oh, and then I checked. Oh no, not Doomweaver. I checked a bit of that. I wasn't checking for that, obviously. I was just checking to see what's on your channel. I like your channel. What's it called? Promo. Where is it? Well, it's not showing. Toxan Gregory. That's her name. Roxanne Globe Denier. Now, I'm not going to play this because this is the kind of person that would issue a copyright strike and they say, well, it has permission. This, okay? Please, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share a link to this in the chat right now. Now, not to say you're failing, Toxan, but you have 385 views. You have 3.2 thousand subscribers. 385 views. You're failing, Toxan, but I'm going to paste a link in the chat. Watch that video and see if that's the kind of thing that somebody would do if they were strategically doing something to make concerned citizens think that flat Earth is some kind of manipulative brainwashing cult, so that it can then be maybe considered as a mental health problem or even a terrorist organization. When you watch that, you have to have the mentality. You have to consider, you have to imagine how you'd see it if you were a psychologist, firmly convinced that they're on a globe, considering flat earthers to be people who are mentally vulnerable and have been duped, or just didn't understand the whole principles of the heliocentric model, or just needing some kind of kumbaya community, or one of those things. You have to look at it from that kind of mentality. Okay. Right. Now let's see if Toxan Gregory is supporting the rape smear. And then we'll look at, oh, no, I'm going to say she is, but no. She's supporting the person that did the rape smear, but this is before the fact. Therefore, Toxan Gregory could say, I didn't know, and Toxan Gregory would not be sued for slander. So, ranty flat Earth. Let's see, these people who had this special hangout about how terrible everything was, and about how, let's see, I don't see Ranty Flat Earth supporting the rape smear. Well, that's interesting. I don't see Ranty Flat Earth supporting the rape smear. Let's go to Anthony Riley. Sleeping Warrior. This guy, Sitting Duck, who, by the way, did not accept the challenge. No, he's also not supporting the rape smear. Isn't that strange that the British flat earthers are not supporting the rape smear, even though they decried the smears leaving off flat Earth? You know, and we're all depressed about it. And somehow, they're not supporting it. Could it be because they know what would happen if they did? Yes, it could be that. Now, let me go to the video where he was saying, where is it? The one where he was going on about how deplorable it was that Steer had left. Here you are, this video. Remember, Ranty? Remember where you were saying how sad it was that Steer had left? Huh? Remember how we'd lost this valuable person? Remember, why aren't you supporting that valuable person with the smear? Huh? Why is it? Is it because you know that you would be sued and you'd lose your home? Could it be that? Okay, so who else can I check? Oakley is also not supporting it. That's right, Oakley not supporting it. I'll show you. All these dear friends not supporting Steer Smear. Only the British one. It's the British ones. I don't find, if anybody in the chat finds a British one supporting the smear, please pass me a link. Anybody who has mirrored either the link to that thing. See, this is Oakley's thing. Oh, it's getting very few views. Wow, that's really poor views. Considering it's got 14,000 subscribers, very few views. Looks like you're failing, mate. Oh dear, you're failing. Oh, what a shame. It's almost like people have a sense of discernment and they started saying that you're a hypocrite. POS. So, I can't think of anyone else. Yeah, let's check Martin Lidker. Martin removed himself from Flat Earth when he found himself in the outskirts. And I've heard a rumor about Martin, but because it's a rumor and I have no way of proving one way or another, I'm not going to spread it. And it wasn't a rumor about, like, very negative. It wasn't saying anything negative about him. Okay. Now he's getting lots of views, isn't he, Nathan Oakley? That must really rile you. Okay. But look, Martin's not supporting it either. I didn't think he would. Martin knows more. Martin's not as green as people might think. Anyway, let's stop screen sharing that. Let's stop screen sharing altogether. Oh, yeah, I'm going to look in the chat to see if Dr. Jonas is trying to spread propaganda. And if he has done, Globebuster, yeah, I showed it in the when I first showed it. So Bull Button, yes, Globebusters is promoting it. Let's see. Let's see who we're saying. Cape 444, most don't know what is dividing people who fight the flat Earth movement, but I do. Yes. I'm looking for Dr. Jonas. Let me see him. And there's a Captain Kirk who I see without a wrench. And obviously you get a wrench unless you start propagandizing, in which case you lose your wrench. I'm looking for Dr. Jonas. Oh, Madame Medusa, Riley does support it. Can you paste a link to where he's supporting it, please? And I will air it. Oh, then I will have evidence. So please paste a link, timestamped, to wherever it is that he's supporting it. Where did Dr. Jonas go? I gave him a wrench. Looks like no more. Where is he? Well, that kind of backfired on you, didn't it, Dr. Jonas? Yeah, I don't see Dr. Jonas. No, I can't find it. Right, anyway, let's have a look. Antonio Subirats, ¿por qué no hablas de los desinformadores del habla hispana? Irulanducci es un desinformador. Y Agu Italia, creo que se llama Agu Italia, igual me he equivocado, el que está organizando lo de Chile es un desinformador. ¿Sabes lo que pasó, Andrés? Me pidieron que fuese, dijeron, claro, os pagamos el vuelo, te pagamos el vuelo y la estancia, y dije, pues vale. No que me iban a pagar ni nada así, no me interesa nada. De eso no. Si me pagan el vuelo, pues sí, voy, no me importa gastar el tiempo. Entonces hablo con él y me dice, sí, y cuando vengas con tu libro, con las ventas del libro, entonces recaudarás el dinero que te has gastado en el vuelo. ¡Oh! ¿Qué? ¿Sabes? Pásalo, macho, pásalo. Okay. Who was saying that Riley does support it? Please paste a link to wherever it is that he said it. One of Mr. Chesick's vids had me in stitches. I love Mr. Chesick's vids. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay, not to sicken you, but Wednesday, for the 2 months or so, I forget how long it was, okay, that Stay was here. 8 weeks, 7 weeks, I don't know. My brain keeps trying to say it was only 3. It wasn't, it was longer. For all of it stay here, the only time that Stay dressed was when it was coming out of the house or when it was doing a hangout. The rest of the time, all of the time, it was in this horrible nylon, yeah, plastic purple gown. All of the time. That was all it wore. So it doesn't surprise me that Martin would have had a screen grab of that. Anyway. So now I'm going to go about Jeranism. I'm going to explain about Jeranism. And how, look, if you're committed to the truth, you say the truth. You don't cover for it, okay? If you know, for instance, like, hi Stan Smith, if you know, for instance, that Steer and Sargent met before Steer had a channel, because there was a meeting that was arranged by some strange person who arranged for Jaren and Bob and this guy called Jonathan and I forget who else to go to this hotel. And Nisula, you're going to have arranged too. To go meet, no, sorry, not at this hotel. To go and meet him in either Seattle or Canada, I forget where. Okay, but this guy was going to pay all their fares to go and congregate at this guy's house. Missa got a weird vibe about it and said, there's something just something wrong. There's just some my intuition is kicking in. I don't think I really want to go. Okay, maybe we go, but we stay in a hotel. Okay, so Jaren says to the guy, okay, I'll suggest that. The guy's going to pay the flight and they were going to pay their own hotel stay. Okay, so the guy, so Jaren goes to the guy, forget his name. He supposedly died after this. Okay, sometime later. Says to the guy, look, we've been thinking about it and we'll come up, but we're going to stay in a hotel. We want to use the time, Miss and I, and just spend some time in a hotel, room service, whatever. The guy said, absolutely not. No, you'll stay at my place. And Jaren was like, no, we'll come up, we'll meet, we'll hang out, we'll discuss whatever, and then we'll go to a hotel. And the guy's like, absolutely not. What are you saying? And put Jaren in the position where Jaren said, you know what? F you, not coming. So Jaren didn't go. But Steer went, Sargent went, and I forget who else went. Okay? Now, this is when Sargent met Steer first time. Steer goes to Sargent's house, and they go from his house to wherever it is that this place was. Sargent changed the story because Sargent's a liar, where Steer met him at his house and he thought, oh, what's this freak? And took Steer out to some diner or some place, so it wouldn't be at his house. This is one story. Yeah, very good. Nice to meet you. Bye. The other story is Sargent said, oh, hello, sexy transgender thing, and had intercourse. And later told a certain someone the thing about Patrick Steer that's a bit, I'm paraphrasing, I'm saying Patrick. The thing that makes me think that Patrick Steer is an NPC is that every inch of its skin was porcelain white. It's not quite porcelain white, it's white with a hint of blue because all the veins are exposed. Now, lots of veins. Matt Sargent went out of his way to say every inch of skin is porcelain white. You could just say that person has porcelain white skin. You wouldn't say except for the toes. No. You just say porcelain white skin. Yes, every inch, including the inside. Now, when Steer left, eye contact. Weiss is being very strange. Oakley is being very strange. Jaren isn't being very strange. So I say, dude, Steer's left. And dunk, he calls me. And we speak. And he's like, oh, dude, I've been meaning to tell you. I've been wanting to tell you. Steer met Sargent. That's how I learned that Steer met Sargent, because Steer had told me she had not met Sargent. Then Steer had told me that, because by then they had met, okay? But the story was that in their backstory, they had never met. They met right at the start. In all of this, anyway. So, and Steer had told me hadn't met, but then had, but it was later, and Mark was very strange, and also that Mark passed her a folder one time when he was doing the thumbnails for her channel, for his channel, for Steer's channel. The thumbnails that he'd passed another folder inside this shared folder with middle-aged men dressed in drag. That's what Steer told me. She's told this to other people too. It's all lies and confusion. It's all a bunch of nonsense, okay? But the point is that Steer met Sargent. Steer had told me that Steer was on her way to meet Sargent, called Sargent at the airport, had a layover. So flies to one airport, layover, and and in the layover, phones Mark, and Mark was standoffish or strange with Stay, and Stay thought, oh, I'll fly home. So Stay flew home. That's what Stay told me. Jeren says, that didn't happen. No, Stay, Mark called me. This is what Jeren told me. Mark called me after he'd met Stay. He says Stay had called him from an airport saying, I'm coming over. And he was like, oh, okay. And then Stay went, and then all of this. In other words, they'd met. The intercourse is neither here nor there. The important thing was that they kept saying they had never met. That's a lie. Jeren, when they were saying they'd never met, Jeren heard this. He knew that wasn't true. So, Jeren, what you should have done is you should have said, I don't know why Mark and Sargent are telling people they've never met. They did. They met at the beginning. Now, you might have been strategizing, thinking, if I say that, I might lose a portion of the market. If that's what you were doing, then all it takes is for a portion of your market to be pedophiles, and you'll be supporting pedophilia. Do you hear? Do you hear? If you're going to do a small thing that's corrupt for your market, there's no end to the corruption. Do you hear? That's why it's important to have integrity. And that's why Missa saw in you something not right, and you know what I'm referring to. Okay? Now, I'm glad that you're making amends, but unless you come clean, if you come clean, Missa will bolster Missa's confidence in you. If you come clean, it will bolster Missa's confidence in you. If you don't, you will see Missa she'll stay with you, but you will start to see her wilt, and you will wilt, and eventually you'll go your separate ways. That's what will happen. I'm telling you right now. Michael Mack, Screech. Don't know what that means, but you can have a wrench anyway. So, Jeronism, you should have said, Sergei Malsev, you're writing in Russian. I don't know if there's a Russian person in the chat, but hello. Alison Welch, stop going on about Jesus. You sound like a freak. We're talking about something here that has nothing to do with Jesus, and you're in the chat going on about Jesus. Can you see how that's not quite appropriate? Can you see how it's not quite appropriate? That's like crazy. So, and I'm giving you one last warning, Alison Welch. If you continue with that, I will remove your wrench and ban you. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're intentionally distracting. You might not know that that's what you're doing. You might have an idea that what you need to do is guide this way, but that's delusional. Okay? You're not going to guide anyone in the chat with your gibberish about Jesus. Okay? Antichrist trannies. Great, Alison Welch. Antichrist trannies. Are all transgenders antichrists? Are they? Idiot. Repeat, Antonio has never changed his story because it's not a story, it's the truth. Rocklover. That comes from Rocklover, and Rocklover is not even a flat earther. And Rocklover and I had pretty heated exchanges at one point, like offering each other out and all kinds of stuff. He even said at one point, that's not even his car. That car belongs to an Adrian something or other. And then I said, yeah, that's because it's the last name on the logbook, you know. It is my car, and I showed it's my car. And then he acknowledged, there's that, oh, okay. So this guy acknowledged his, okay, so maybe. And that's actually, this brings me to something. Sometimes the people who initially appear to be your enemies turn out not to be. It turns out that either they had something wrong, or you had something wrong, or you both had something wrong. You'd misinterpreted your lines of communication. You were not seeing something clearly. But eventually, you become fast friends. Sometimes good friendships start off as enmity. And obviously, it happens the other way around. You have best friendships that end up with enmity. Iron 26, you're not blocked. Why are you asking? Ah, okay. I see. You're right into Wobbly Boost. The Jesuits and the Control Order worship Satan, and they're the ones that hid flat Earth and created a deception so great that we're still unpicking it. That's right. So think, people masquerading as Christians, Jesuits, did a thoroughly unchristian thing and put it out to the world. Oh, what a surprise that unchristian things would be done by people who call themselves Christians. Like, hello, maybe if there was a Christ that behaved like the Christians, the benevolent Christians who think that Christ behaves a certain way, that acts, maybe the Christ wouldn't allow people to act in his name, you know? Maybe Christ is an analogy for the favorable way to be a human being. Maybe it's an avatar, a meme, an idea for how to be a good human being. If you look at Judaism, that's what they say. Oh no, Judaism is all about how to be a good human being. You go, what? Even the atrocities and the urging infanticide, and even all of those things, they say all of that, it's all massively complexly woven analogies. It didn't happen. It doesn't say what those words actually, that's what they say. You guys should all perform in blue what? Something. Martin D. Meddubels. You guys should all go perform I'm Blue Jibadi Jabada. Okay. Don't really know what that means, but I'm going to give you a wrench anyway. So Jaren, you heard. Okay. Now, I just noticed 136 viewers. I'm going to check with Ranty. I'm going to see how many viewers Ranty has. And this is me on my own versus Ranty with, Ranty, you're failing. You're failing. In fact, if you think about it, okay, for the amount of time that Ranty's been doing this, and the amount of time that the Divine Plane has been doing this, the Divine Plane has already, in very brief period, done much, much better than Ranty in all of his time. Joey Gambetta, didn't Christ say many will come in my name? That's the story, and that's what happens. Add moderator. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh, what's going on? Elliot Hall. Silence is about Jesuits in China. Yes. Elliot Hall. Yeah. Flat Earth Subgenius Society says, thanks, Elliot. I know the next movie I'll be watching is how they infiltrated China. You know, just do this. Just try this. Just let us look at your books. Organize your books so that we can look at them. Now, who has been saying all along there's something very wrong with steer? Who's been saying that? 207 watching Ranty. And 137 watching me. By the way, that's Ranty and Spur Schemo. So not Ranty on his own, because if you had to watch Ranty on his own, you've blown your brains out. Anyway. We're having the coldest summer this year, Sergei Malsev. The weather's going very strange. True or false? You have drank your own pee. True. Christopher Thomas. True. Oh no, must be a Luciferian. Like, nope. I was looking at something. I was thinking, perhaps, let's see. No. So like, okay, not doing that anymore. Oliver Imañez live. You're going to have a wrench. Saludos, macho. Vi lo que hicieron contigo en el, los de TV4. Esos hijos de puta. Oliver Ivanez live, Spanish flat earther. He was on a Spanish TV show on the radio. Sorry, on the telephone on a Spanish TV show. They had a troll, and when he said, "Hey, who's this I'm speaking with?" And they said, "It's such a buddy." I was, "Oh, that the troll who was trolling me on Twitter. I banned you on Twitter." I said, "Well, this is who we want you to speak with." And he's like, "I don't want to speak to this guy. I banned him on Twitter. If you don't want to speak with this guy, you're in the wrong show." That's what they did. Interesting. First, by the way, I have to give it to you, Oliver. They said to him, "So, Oliver, how much are you making from YouTube?" And Oliver said, "Your wife has half 500,000 followers on YouTube, doesn't she?" To the guy who was asking. Ooh, that quickly kind of went away. "How much are you doing from t-shirts?" He's like, "How much is your wife doing from products?" Like, poof. Because Oliver Ibanez is not stupid. Now, I'm looking at the comments. I have been looking into the Jesus story, and it may be a Roman invention. The New Testament wasn't even in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yes, Oliver, hice vídeos hace tiempo. La historia de Jesús fue inventada. Podemos pensar que fue inventada por buenas razones o por malas. No sé, no se puede decir. Si miras, I'm going to paste a link in the chat to Ray Hagens. Ray Hagens. No sé si lo has visto este hombre. The Origins of Jesus. Let's see. Mira, te doy uno y tú buscas otro, ¿vale? Si no has visto este hombre pone buena información. Ok, so, inclusive el hecho de que la historia de Jesús existía antes de Jesús. No como los que dicen, no, sorry, I'll speak in English because I know you understand English. Not like Zeitgeist, where Zeitgeist explains all of the pre-Jesus, Christ coming back, crucifixion from a virgin, 25th of December stuff. He puts different information that's not really discussed by Peter Joseph. So if you look there, you'll see it's a fabrication, but so is the Book of Enoch. Si prestas atención, if you look at the Book of Enoch, if you listen to the book, there's an audio book of the Book of Enoch. If you listen to it and you just listen critically and you take note of what's actually being said, you can think, okay, maybe some mistranslation, or maybe just very poorly written, or maybe a joke, or maybe gaslighting. Don't know. But really pay attention, because in the Book of Enoch, it tells you that the soul of Adam is in purgatory. Graham 9. You can have a wrench too. Now you'll see how your tongue gets caught to the roof of your mouth. Fit like folks, what have I missed? Got to the bit about pumping trannies yet? Is that where you came? Bueno, de todos modos, Oliver, suerte, macho. Cuidado con Irulanducci. Cuidado con Irulanducci. Piensa esto, Oliver. English, sorry. Think of this, Oliver. You go to the mainstream, look at how you're treated. Irulanducci goes to the mainstream, look at how he's treated. Like, oh, that's interesting. It must be a South American mentality thing, right? Like, no. It must be this is how we control the movement here in South America. This is how. We take a charismatic young man and we say, this is the voice of the flat earth. Anyway. I'm looking at the chat. Okay, just people chatting amongst themselves. Cool. So the interesting thing to me was how few English flat earthers were supporting the smear. And now I'm going to wrap up, okay? But because I'm hungry. First, I will show again. Oh, tell you what I will do. Yeah, for the people who have joined, I'm going to see if I can go back and replay this Hangout again, where I'm explaining about, yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to replay this actual Hangout. Okay, just give me a second. I'm just queuing it up. So you're going to go into a time warp dimension thing, where I'm going to replay the Hangout that I played, which will be playing in the Hangout that I'm playing. So somebody says something. Take Antonio. Thank you. Thank you. First, let me screen share. Oliver Ibáñez, presta atención. And everybody else. Okay, let me make sure I have everything okay. Is it showing? Is it streaming? Yes. Oh, I can't watch because, okay. So here we go. I'll just play this. I'll be away making a coffee. So present to everyone. There you go. Oh no, that's not. So this is my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon and you scroll down, this is a cool photo, considering it's the book of the sun. This is just, thank you very much. If you go here, you can click here and you can get the maps that I'm about to show free. I'm going to show specifically this one. Okay, we're talking, this is about the OneMoreOrbit. OneMoreOrbit started here. I'm going to trace it with my mouse, okay? Started here, went up like this, missed the North Pole, across like this, turned here, landed here, carried on turning, landed here, refueled, and carried on to fly here, missing this little horn, and up back to here. Now, if you notice this route that I did, so when from here, okay, from approximately, sorry, I should say, approximately here, where my cursor is, right at the bottom, approximately here would be... Sorry, I have to say, that was a little bit too far from the coast, but let me carry on. 11 degrees, oh, sorry, no, east, 11 degrees east would be, well, approximately here. So look, from refueling here to here to here. You see that this distance is not unlike this distance from Sydney to Santiago. Oh, look, same distance. See, this distance here versus this distance here. Okay, so why am I showing this? These are the longitudes according to the equinox. That's how the longitudes were established. You can believe all the globe nonsense if, that you like. It doesn't matter. That's how they were established. On the supposed equinox, on where people were on the Earth, on the equinox, when the sun rose and set. Okay, this is how the longitudes are actually set out in the real world. Now, 11 degrees here, and it's Antarctica, so 11 degrees approximately here. Okay. Unless Antarctica stretched south a bit farther, I'm not sure. 11 degrees here. These are counting as 15 degrees. On a globe, these are counting as 15 degrees. So here, approximately here, would be where they would refuel. From here, refuel, refuel. That would require an Antarctica base there, right? Okay. Here's the Antarctica base. Here. It's called, I've practiced this. No, oh, let me try again. Novolazarevskaya. Novolazarevskaya. That's this base, Novolazarevskaya station. 11 degrees east. Oh, sorry, let me go back to the map. East. So this would be 0. So east would be here. Okay, so yes, over on this side. So approximately here. From here, refuel, okay. This is 0. But you see how they converge here? Just like on the globe, they converge, don't they? This would be 15 degrees east. So, just a little bit there, round there. Novolazarevskaya base. Let's look. What does Novolazarevskaya base have? Oh, look. It has an airfield. A blue ice runway. Located 8.7 kilometers, 5.4 miles away. Operated by Antarctic Logistics Center International. Serves the station and Maitri. And OneMoreOrbit. Okay. Now you might note that in that flight, the plane dropped out of most tracking systems, approximately here, and reappeared approximately here. That's right. That's what actually happened in most of the tracking systems. Now, one of the tracking systems says it went across and then it did this strange angled turn, which the globe says, oh no, that's just because globe. Okay, because globe. You didn't mention this refueling station, did you? It's not a refueling station. It's a, what was it again? An airfield. That's not a refueling station. Oh, okay. Who was involved? Cosmonaut and astronaut. Yeah, definitely no shenanigans there. So, that's Novolazarevskaya station. Just nice and handy with an airfield. Just nice and handy. Just where you'd need it if you were doing the flight route that the plane did over the flat Earth. That's right. Now you have silly people like Wolfie just simply not believing that, and people like, where's Wally, saying, and it was too overcast, that's why there's no pictures of the plane. And then forgetting that he said that and going, and look, here's a picture of the plane. It's like, okay. So there you go. That's my map. That's how you can use my map. If you want to use it for longitudes, you can. I'm working on another one with more latitudes. But never mind. You could do that yourself. Okay, so there you go. That's the replay. Let me stop screen sharing. Now, if you... no, I tell you what. Let me see if I still have it open. No, I don't. Give me a second. I will show maps again. Okay, this time the magnetic declination map. Wait a second. I hope that I shared the link to Ray Hagen's for Oliver Ibáñez. Ibáñez, disculpa. Oops, sorry. Hammond Walker, looking a little like Mr. Thrive and Survive. Huh. Thank you for that. It's roasting. It's roasting here. Right. Oliver, aquí tienes el enlace. No sé si lo puse antes. Disfruta, es muy interesante este hombre. Bueno, okay. Where was I? Give me a second. I'm going to open the thing again. The document. Yeah. And I'm going to show the magnetic declination. Now you'll notice, and then I will show magnetic declination according to, well, the globe. Well, that's the wrong thing. What the heck is that doing? Magnetic declination according to the globe. You see how they've done everything they can with the magnetic declination. It's an arbitrary choice to show the lines the way they've shown them, by the way. They've done everything they can to disguise how it can't possibly be a globe. If they showed it on the globe, how I've shown it with my map, people would say, this can't be the case on a globe. But then people will be able to take even the Gleasons and say, hey, this looks a lot more organic on the flat Earth. I'm trying to open, I have it, okay. I hope this is the one that has the magnetic declination. Yes, here we go. Okay, so let me screen share one more time. Okay. Desktop. Okay, here we go. This is magnetic declination plotted for the 6th of May, 2019. You can take my map and plot it for any time you like. I'm going to show you where you can get where to plot it from, okay? I just took the Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle and plotted on these lines, okay? So obviously you need some framework. So I plotted on these lines. Looks like this, okay? The green are pointing east and the blue are pointing west of north, okay? So you have the magnetic field, the magnetic center is around where my cursor is right now. Instead of pointing directly to that magnetic center or directly to north, the field lines are pointing at an angle. You see? Now, I've been working, but I put it to the side because it's so incredibly tedious. I did separated the longitudes into tens, okay? So you have 9 to the top and 9 to the south. And I'm going to extend it a bit farther south, although this completely moot because there's no data for it. And instead of making these longish lines, I've taken the same longitudes and I've not written the numbers, okay? But what I'm doing is I'm going from the center, the geographic north, to the point, and with the protractor, so drawing a straight line, taking the protractor, looking at how much east it is and drawing a line there. And what I've done is I've done a whole bunch of them. You can see this place, it's beautiful, actually, it's beautiful. You'll notice there's a distortion here in the Near East and a distortion here. There's also a distortion here in the north. Okay, so this distortion here and this distortion here in the north. Now I will show you the place I got them from, and anybody can get them from there. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay. And like I said, that map and many others in my Patreon. You're not obliged to donate. I posted them on Patreon as a safe place for people to go and download them without having to share any kind of Google Drive or Google anything where people might abuse or upload material to it, because there are people who are very computer savvy that might do that. So here, I'll show you where you can get the details from to plot. Magnetic declination variation NCE. You can scroll down. Here's the magnetic declination map. First, I'll show you this, and then I'll show you where you can actually get the details. So what you do is you start Greenwich Mean Time, if that's where you choose to start. You have a longitude on my map, which would be, let's see, okay. The line that goes through London and through Almeria, Spain, and through Western Africa, this will be the prime meridian. You take that as 0. So you go there and you either start to the west or to the east. I'll show you how to do it in a minute, okay? Here you have the map of magnetic declination. I'm going to go to 2019. Here's 2019, okay? Obviously, it's expressed as a Mercator map, okay? You'll note that for some reason the north is off the map, okay? So you see how here it's north of Eastern Russia, okay? It's off the map. This would be the magnetic center, magnetic north. It's being played by this green dab. You would think that with a Mercator map, you would go to, well, the opposite side, which would be this side, and you'd have it here, but no, it isn't. It's because the maps don't work. So, and then you have this in the south. It's not even in Antarctica, the southern magnetic pole. But it gets better than that, because you can go to the Arctic. And here you have it in the Arctic. It's like, oh, that's interesting. You can show this. But somehow with the Mercator, you can't show it. You see how it's closer to Greenland than it is to Eastern Russia? So what I was saying was, here it is. Okay, let me minimize that. Let me see if I can make that smaller. No, there's no making it smaller that will bring it closer. Okay, see, here's Eastern Russia. Okay, but it's closer to Greenland, isn't it? You just saw it. Like, oh, what? No. Okay, problems with maps on the globe. Here you have the South magnetic pole with all the lines going to it. Yeah? Okay. Here you have what it looks like from the north, strangely. And this is because of the way they've chosen to highlight the lines. If they simply did lines of latitude, you would find, like with my map, pointing in various different directions, but absolutely coherent and looking like real magnetism works. But in Antarctica, you have this. Oh dear. You see how in the map, all the points go here. All of the points go here. Okay? Look, they don't converge anywhere else. They don't go anywhere else. They all converge or emanate from here. It depends how you want to choose to think of north, as either a direction towards or a direction away. It doesn't really matter. It's a bit moot, okay? But they all either emanate or converge in this point on the Mercator projection. However, when you go to the Antarctic projection, say, oh, look, you have 2 points. You have a point of convergence here at the South Pole and a point of convergence here where the magnetic south is. Now, that's very interesting, isn't it? Let's look at the Arctic again. Oh, yeah, no, they don't have that there. That's interesting, isn't it? It's almost like Antarctica cannot be coherently shown with anything that would at all serve people who go to Antarctica and have compasses. This way, they can mislead people because you're limited to a small region. So when you're limited to a small region, you could be over here and going, oh, okay, so these are the declinations. Look, if you hit, it tells you the declination. So this is, what is it? 22 degrees east of north. Okay, so you go, oh, so that way, and it comes this way. But look, it comes this way, disappears, and is there. Can you see how it comes here, disappears, and it's also there? Now we'll go to my map and show you how that would look. Okay, on my map, where's the declination? Here. Now I'm just going to do this at random. Okay, I'm not going to sit and look at what the coordinates actually are, but actually I will. Tell you what, I will. This is close to where the Solavarskaya base is. Okay, goes from there to, well, the other side, which is if here's Cape Horn, this would be the Australia region. Oh yeah, here. Okay, so let's go to my map. The field line would go from, this is Solavarskaya, however you say it. Field line going bunk that way, and then bunk this way. Okay, like it goes underground. Now, the magnetic field lines on Earth actually have vectors that point more rakishly to the ground, so more rakishly down. As you move north on the surface of Earth, there are magnetic acceleration meters that will tell you, that will indicate with 3 axes the actual direction of the magnetic field. And the farther north you go from the equator, the farthest down towards the ground it goes. Unfortunately, I've not seen this tested south of the equator, but I would wager that either they point far increasingly up, or that there's a point where they there's a convergence point around the equator. I don't know. I really don't know, because we're talking on the vertical axis. So either it does a loop, the magnetism, or it goes over the ground like this. In which case it comes from under the Earth and goes into the Earth, just like in the real world. In which case that magnetic field that you see illustrated here, that disappears in the supposed south and reappears here, the same field line, which means the same amount of declination. That's all it means, okay? It would mean there would be a field line here with a certain amount of declination, and there's a field line here with the same amount of declination, and they have bound those two together. That's all that it means. Now, let me stop screen sharing that. Stop. Oh, damn it. I meant to show you the other thing, so I will. Just give me a second. And here. So that's when you're in the map, okay? But you can go here to declination, click. And you can choose a variety of different data collecting systems, okay? Here it tells you a variety of different data systems. So, oh, sorry, it's this, not here. These are different formats, computer formats. These, okay, these are slightly different data systems. Okay, so let's start 0 east, 0, and longitude 0. Longitude 0 would be the equator, and 0 east would be Greenwich Mean Time. So let's see, calculate. And you'll see it's the equator, the Greenwich Mean Time. So you go to my map. Where's my map? Oh, I've closed my map. You can figure it out. You saw. You go there and you draw the declination for here. Then, if you start at that latitude, it's up to you. You can either go up the latitudes in degrees, 10 degrees I suggest, or 15. 10 degrees is easier for working with protractors. And longitudes, 15 degrees are easier if working with protractors. So there you go. That's it. Let's go 15 degrees west. Okay, so we're going to go 15 degrees west. So move that to the side. West, sorry, east. We're going to go east. That way we'll still be in Africa instead of the ocean. So calculate. And there you go. And it's going to show you this across Africa. And you plot it on my map. Knock yourselves out. It's fun. Tedious as heck. But if you've got good mellow music to listen to, or good hectic music, whatever works best for you, you can plot all of them. Okay? Now, let's go to Antarctica. Longitude, we'll stay at the same longitude. And let's go to 75. Ah, look at that. This will be where that Soboleverskaya place is. Okay? Remember, this is a distorted map. I'm going to go to 11 degrees if you want to go to 11 degrees, which is 11 degrees east. There you are. Oh, sorry, it's east. I'm showing west. But in a minute, I will show east. Oh, wait a minute. What am I showing? This is west. Wait. Let me close these. Do it again. Just bear with me, folks. This is east. Hey. Okay. So calculate. There you go. That's the station that they refueled at. Hey, there you go. And you can plot this all the way around. So that's 11 latitude. I'm going to go in 15-degree increments. Just bear with me, but this is the kind of stuff that I have to do when I'm working. So, and unfortunately, you have to keep panning out. I don't know if there's a way of setting it to more panned out, but there. 33 degrees west declination. That means it's pointing 33 degrees west of geographic north. So let's go to 30. Increasing by 15 degrees. So this is west, we've now moved 30 degrees east, which is farther towards India, or towards the Orient. And the declination is showing 45 degrees. You see? So now let's go to 45. Moving in Antarctica counterclockwise. 49 degrees. You can draw this on my map, folks. And you'll see that actually the craziness of those longitudes is not quite so crazy. And let's go to 50 degrees. That's 62 degrees. Can you see? Now let's go to 65. I will just go to 90 and then I will wrap up. Okay, just so you can see. Oh, look at that. 17 degrees west. It's pointing 17 degrees west. That's interesting, isn't it? And all of these in Antarctica, 70 degrees south latitude. So now 80. Look at that, 90 degrees. The magnetic declination is pointing at 90 degrees to north. And on my map, this makes absolute sense. It's coherent. You can actually replicate this with a compass and a magnet. Place the magnet under the map, move the compass around, and you'll find a point where, well, the compass will point at 90 degrees when you've moved the compass away to Antarctica. Okay? Kind of fascinating. And now I'm going to go to 90. Let's see what this shows. Can you see? Okay, so there you go. And you can carry on to, well, all the way across to 180. So enjoy. I'm going to paste a link to this. Those of you who like drawing, rule, pencil, and patience, use this and draw it on the map. Close. And now I stop screen sharing. Dunk. And I go to the chat. Often read. Greetings. And paste. There you go. For anybody who wants to enjoy doing that, if you do it, please pass me, if you want to, take a photo and pass me or upload the map. We'll compare notes. That's it, folks. I'm going to quit. Often read. I'm moving there with some of my family in March. Anti-Meg. Oh, interesting. Yes, often read. The magnetic declination is some of the most powerful aspects of your map. Yeah. It is. So there you go. Now, I'm not going to recap the whole calling out of the people who are not supporting the smear campaign, but you can take it as read that they don't support it or that they fear defamation, which means that they'd be pushing something false. If it was true, they would have nothing to fear. There you go. Okay, folks, that's it. I'm quitting. I'm starving. I've got a mild headache from hunger. So I hope you enjoyed this. Saludos a todos los hispanohablantes. Cuidado con Irulanducci. Hasta luego.